Give it a couple minutes. Let everybody get on. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hello, good morning.
Everybody doing all right? All right, good morning. How's everyone doing?
Morning.
Good.
Good, y'all chilling? Y'all waking up, getting the eye crumbs out your eye and stuff? And the lagañas out?
Yeah.
How's it been for y'all so far? Like, obviously, I know it's kind of a hard state of affairs. You went from regular classes to online, but like, how's it been for y'all for the most part?
All right.
You said it's been all right?
Yeah.
Heard you.
Something that just came fast, you know?
Yeah. Now this joint, like people thought it was gonna feel like forever, like yo, it's online, you know, but it actually like went by quicker than what like people thought it would feel like or whatever. But for everyone just joining in and who doesn't know me, this is not MTV Punked. There's no hidden cameras. This is the professor speaking. And you know, I know I could pass off for being one of y'all classmates or whatever, but this is the real deal right here. All right, you can see my name right there, unless there's another Jonathan Cabrera in here who chose to my name and then, you know, poses the professor. I'm actual professor. See, if it was in the class, what I would do is, because obviously my name gives it away, I can't do this here, but what I would do is I would sit, and I didn't do this with you. I did this with classes after you because it hit me literally the first day of class. But I would sit down in the first row with all the students, and I would just, you know what I'm saying, I'll be, you know, put my headphones in, be bumping music, pretend I'm one of the students or whatever, and then like we wait like 10 minutes for the class to start. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Sean, where's the professor? You know what? F it. You know, like I'm about to rap for you real quick. You know, like let me know if I got bars, and then I started spitting, and then when I finished spitting or whatever, like everyone's looking at me like, what the hell? And then I'm like, good morning, I'm your professor or whatever. So I would have definitely did that with y'all, but you know, coronavirus ain't really giving us that luxury right now. But we can give it like another, you know what I'm saying, another 2-3 minutes, because you know, I know a lot of people just signed up for the class because they had to, but they're not really morning birds or whatever. So, but everybody out here, y'all doing all right though in regards to like safety and stuff like that though, right?
Yeah, professor.
Okay. And this is like who's in there in the second semester at BMCC over here?
Me. Think, yeah, like
Just you?
Huh?
I have like one more to go.
Gotcha. Who else is at least at the halfway mark or like almost done with BMCC?
Me.
I have 2 more semesters to go.
I just need one more semester.
Yeah, me too. One more semester, I'm done.
One semester, and that's it.
Okay, beautiful.
I think I have like a year left.
Okay.
That's me, Ali. This
Gotcha.
last one.
Last one. Okay. don't let me hold you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying. You know.
I'm trying my best.
Now you guys, as far as I'm concerned, y'all doing amazing because let me tell you, my whole undergrad career, 4 years of undergrad, college before I went off on my master's, I only took one online course. Y'all only took like 4 or 5 online courses at the time, so you know that's more than what I can manage and handle. So I give props to all of y'all because that ain't easy. I know it ain't easy. All right, so we kind of gave an extra 2-3 minutes. Now I'm saying while people is still sacándose la lagaña, eating their mango, all that stuff, I'm gonna kind of just get into, I'm saying, introduce myself a little bit, and then we could kind of go around and, you know, what I'm saying, everybody introduce themselves and stuff. And apologies if like you start hearing some weird noises. I'm actually in Florida right now, so you might hear like some chickens in the background and airplanes flying right over me and stuff like that. So don't be like, yo, what's happening? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're making some arroz con pollo over it. Nah, I'm messing with you. So a little background as to who I am. So, you know, I'm the real Jonathan Cabrera. This is not a catfish account. I'm not trolling, you know. We ain't on that Tekashi 6ix9ine type of time. But basically, my background is I worked in the field of criminal justice, and my bad kicked me out. That's what, like right now where I'm at, the Wi-Fi is gonna be a little faulty. I'm trying to get some better Wi-Fi, but if it kicks me out at any point, just hang in there. I'm gonna definitely be right back. But hopefully it doesn't create too many issues. But to give a background as to who I am, like the work I've done and stuff like that, I've worked in the field of CJ and whatnot. Basically, my experience has been like dealing with people on parole, probation. I've been in Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying, helping people try to get reacclimated to society. Straight after, well, let me take it even further back. Originally from NY, Queens. Anybody from Queens in the house?
Me, I'm from Queens.
Me.
Queens, that's it. Queens, stand up. We're from Uptown. We're from Uptown out here. I know if there's Dominicans here, y'all from Uptown. I'm half Dominican, like most of my Uptown in the BX.
Yeah, Bronx.
Bronx.
Yeah,
the
Bronx.
Bronx.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
High, yeah.
Okay, I got family out in South BX, you know, all that good stuff. Eating the mofongo, the mango, all that. BK in the house.
I'm Dominican.
Okay. A comer otra golpe, ¿no?
Claro.
Así es. Who from Brooklyn over here?
Hey.
Me.
Hey.
Hey.
Here.
Brooklyn. I show love to everybody, you know. Anybody from Staten over here?
Nope.
I feel like Staten don't love that it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wu-Tang came out from Staten, you know, but I don't know, man, it's different. I obviously love to everybody else, like if you're from Long Island, Jersey, whatever, but I'm originally from NY, from Queens. I lived in Queens for the first half of my life. I moved to Jersey City, New Jersey when I was like 13, because my folks moved us out there. Then I spent like the second half over there, and then I moved back to New York when I was 23. Because at that point I started working for the department, the DOC or whatever, for the Department of Corrections. But right before I even got to that point, I was at a halfway house out in Patterson. Y'all know Patterson, New Jersey?
Yes.
Y'all know Fetty Wap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Fetty Wap is from. That's where Victor Cruz, who used to play for the New York Giants, is from. And so, you know, for like a year and a half, I dealt with people who were on parole, probation. I dealt with all types of individuals, people that bodies, people that robbed, sold drugs, trafficked drugs. Um, what's it called? Sex offenders. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I was, at the time I was 21. Right? So it was something interesting just for me to like be exposed to all this type of stuff because it's like um I was you know what I'm saying like especially when you grow up in the hood like you're already exposed to different things, but it's like to actually sit down with somebody and like ask them questions about you know what I'm saying like what made you catch this charge, or you know, say the charge about talk to me, this and that, because you got to work out a treatment plan with them. It's like you know, it could get kind of intense, you know, but you have to on the inside you have to hold your composure, like regardless of like on the outside you have to hold your composure regardless of how you feel on the inside. You get what I'm saying? So like I've literally like my first caseload of people when I was working at the halfway house as a case manager, because my case manager was literally that to manage cases. So you sit down with people, a caseload of maybe like 30 people at a time, and you basically have to like set up a plan for them for them to finish in like the next 90 days. So like, okay, you just got home right now. You just came home from prison. You know what I'm saying? You're on parole right now. For the next 90 days, we're gonna look to try and get you employment or to try to get you to school or whatever it is that y'all come up with. Maybe get certified in like forklift or something like that. Or, you know, when I work with like sex offenders, it was kind of different because, well, not kind of, it was because, you know, number one, if you have a sex offense, you can't even be anywhere remotely close to schools or where children are at. So it's like right off the rip, even if you wanted to get your life together, it's like, it's very difficult because where in New York, where in New Jersey are you going to work where there's not schools or daycares nearby? You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you have to register constantly. You know what I'm saying? As a sex offender, because that status it doesn't leave you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to continue to report that you're a sex offender, and so that's obviously a humiliation in itself. What made it obviously weird to deal with was reading the actual cases, and you know, apologies if it's like too, you know, in depth or whatever, but I'm just trying to give y'all a sense as to like what I dealt with when I worked in the field. You're sitting in front of this person, asking them questions, spending 20, 30 minutes at a time, interviewing them. Okay, what's the plan of what we want to do with your life? You know, what do you want to do? You want to look for work, this and that. Meanwhile, you finish reading their whole case report. You know what I'm saying? The person got locked up because you know what I'm saying, they raped their daughter, they raped their niece, you know what I'm saying, something of that nature. And it's like, you really have to take this and process this information like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm dealing with somebody who's really doing this. You know what I'm saying? This is not make-believe anymore. And it's not just a television show or a novela on Univision or Telemundo, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is really happening. And the crazy thing to me about it was that, because, you know, everybody has, like, a description in their head as to, like, what a criminal looks like. But let me tell you something, like, when I sat down with some of these people that, for example, were sex offenders, honestly, they could have easily passed off for, like, my uncle or something like that. Easily. You know what I'm saying? Like if you talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of them, yeah, they had, like, weird tendencies or whatever, but for the most part, like, they really behave like regular people. You know what I'm saying? They behave like regular people. They behave like, you know what I'm saying, as Dio que uno ama, you know what I'm saying, the person that, you know, you knew since you was like 5 years old and always came out to the barbecues or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had, like, these characteristics to them that made the feeling kind of a little more deep, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, wow, like, anybody, you know what I'm saying, if they get caught up in the gym or get caught up in the wrong pattern of thinking, can easily become a sex offender. And, you know, obviously the same applies to, like, other offenses, like people that I work with that killed people or that sold drugs. Usually drug sale was, like, the top one, you know what I'm saying? But I dealt with all that for, like, a year and a half. It was good work. I really enjoyed it. But then after that, I ended up transitioning, working in Rikers Island. when I went to the Department of Corrections, that's when I had to move back to New York. Because if you want to work for a city agency, it don't even matter if it's New York, Pennsylvania, like Philly, wherever. Like if you want to work in the city, the law most likely requires for you to have to live there. Like it's a requirement, or else you lose the job. When I first moved back to Queens at that point in time, I was working in Rikers on the largest facility on the island. Rikers Island has 10 facilities on the island. At the time, there were over 10,000 people locked up in the island, apart from like the 10,000 plus people that work on the island. So you got like almost 20,000 plus people on the island altogether. I worked on the largest facility on the island. That was half general population, and the other half was MO. Give me a guess as to what you think MO stands for. Anybody? Just throw out some words. What do you?
Minimal operation. How you say it?
Repeat that again.
It's like minimal observation. Like you have less to do there, something like that.
You had the observation part. You had the observation part of it. The M is usually what people usually get first before the O. You got the observation part. What do you think the M stands for? It's not minimal, but it's something else.
I have no clue.
Think about thinking. Mental, yes. So it's the mental observation. So basically, DOC was acknowledging, half the population in this facility, because the facility I was in was 40 acres. You know what I'm saying? Like half the facility was the population, and then the other half was mental observation, which meant half the facility has some kind of mental illness, meaning they probably shouldn't even be there. They should probably be, you know what I'm saying, a psychiatrist or something of that nature. But because our criminal justice system is, it functions in a way where it targets lower class, you know what I'm saying, low economic, especially minority communities. It's like it's going to go ahead and get people that got trauma, that got depression, that got suicidal tendencies, and lock them up, as opposed to sending them to a rehab or something of that nature. And so I did that for like 6 months, and then the other 6 months I worked in DOC, because I was there for a year. I ended up working in some of the borough facilities out of NY. So I don't know, like some people said they're from Brooklyn. I worked right on Atlantic Ave at BKDC. BKDC is like one of the illest facilities ever. Like I've had CEOs that have been working on the island. Like they've worked at all different facilities, like the different facilities on the island, and then they go to BKDC and then they get shook because the facility just looks like the ultimate definition of what incarceration would probably be in somebody's mind. Like if you want to torture somebody, BKDC would be the place to put them in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that because anytime that I used to go to BKDC, it was always on lockdown. Like there was never, I don't remember one day in BK where there wasn't a lockdown, at least even for an hour. You know what I'm saying? And like AMKC, which was the first facility I worked in, and it was the largest one, like if there was a lockdown, it would be for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, like everybody else goes back to normal. And that's only if they have to shut down the whole jail. Because if there's an issue only in the housing unit, the rest of the jail still runs as normal. But if it's like a mean ass slashing or something like that happened, it's like they gotta shut everything down. You know what I'm saying? For BKDC, it wasn't just one housing unit that would get shut down. It's like the whole damn jail gets shut down. It's like every time there was a lockdown, it was because literally somebody's face was getting ripped open or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So BK definitely got it. they definitely got that gutter status to them. But then like I also worked in MDC, which is Metropolitan Detention Center. It's actually on Canal Street. It's like a couple blocks away from BMCC, actually, by the courts and all that. So, you know, that facility they call the Tombs. it was actually not even close as being as bad as BKDC, but you know what I'm saying, stuff still happened over there. And then I also worked in Vernon C. Bain Center, VCBC, which is out in the BX. I don't know if y'all familiar with Hunts Point, but this jail is located like deep in Hunts Point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's an actual boat. You know what I'm saying? It's a boat that's like anchored onto the land, and it held about 300 people. And to be honest, like that was actually one of the nicer facilities. You know what I'm saying? But it had a lot of plumbing issues. Like when we had programs down in the basement, it was an issue because like sometimes all that sewage got built up because it's a boat, so we don't got the proper plumbing like a building, right? And so like all that sewage would literally just come out at some point and like flood the whole basement. You know what I'm saying? So like you can't even do programs. You can't, you know what I'm saying? They would have like virtual court hearings in the basement. You couldn't even go to court that day. You know what I'm saying? Because like some of the, not some, but like a whole bunch of sewage, like up to your knees was like flooding the whole basement or whatever. You're hearing this from the horse's mouth. Like I'm not making none of this up. You know what I'm saying? And so it was an interesting experience working in these facilities. After that, you know what I'm saying, I basically just finished, I finished working on my master's degree. I got my master's in public administration from NYU. I went to a small state university in Jersey for my undergrad, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much I got into teaching last semester. Last semester was my first semester, you know what I'm saying? After this semester, well, after the spring semester, I guess it'll be my first full year teaching, you know what I'm saying, on a college level or whatever. So what we're gonna do is, you know what I'm saying, because I don't like to talk a lot. I mean, I gotta talk a lot because I'm your professor, but really I'm not into the chitter chat like that if I don't have to be. So what we're gonna do is kind of go around the classroom. Similar to, I'm not sure if y'all looked at the intros yet already. I saw that a couple people did already, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna introduce ourselves, you know, our names, what made us take this course, and basically what is it that we plan on doing career-wise. So we're gonna start with Brenda Liz.
Yes, it's me. Hello, everyone. Hello, Professor. My name is Brenda Liz Abad. I'm from Dominican Republic. I live in Corona, Queens. My major is criminal justice, obviously. I'm a soldier. I'm in the National Guard.
Okay.
One day I want to become a police officer. For that reason, I choose criminal justice. I'm planning to go to John Jay when I finish in BNCC.
Nice. That's awesome. And salute to you. Like, you know, obviously right now, like a lot of things are up in the air in regards to like the armed forces or even just like certain heavy branches, but we definitely appreciate, you know what I'm saying, your service. And if there's any way that we could be of support, obviously just holler at any moment. So we'll go to Tatiana.
Hi, my name is Tatiana. I live in the South Bronx. I'm Puerto Rican, and my major is criminal justice. I'm not sure like what it is I want to do yet within like the criminal justice system, but right now, before the whole quarantine started, I work with an attorney who focuses mostly on immigration.
Yeah.
But the lawyer route is not really what I want to go for.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put it like this. Like I'm teaching now. Obviously, I'm a professor. I got my master's degree. It wasn't always that simple for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I switched majors like maybe 3-4 times when I was in undergrad. You know what I'm saying? Like originally I wanted to go in for criminal justice, like straight out of high school, and then
Yeah, that's what I did.
And then I switched around, like, between doing education, being a history teacher, English teacher, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, yo, what I'm doing, you know, let me just stick to what I originally knew I wanted to do. So, you know, and even now, like, I'm still thinking about, okay, what do I want to do after this? So it's like, it's a never-ending thought process. And it shouldn't be, you know, anybody who tells you that it is, pretty much just, they got conformed or consent with what they have, which is fine if that's what you want. But, you know what I'm saying, like, there's nothing wrong with still kind of keeping things in the air, you know what I'm saying? Right now, especially in college, this is the best time to do that because nothing is set in stone yet. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you're doing is getting the education
Exactly.
piece of paper, but like you could always bounce around to like different things or like remix what you want to do.
Just start time the things, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Good job. So we'll go to apologies if I pronounce it wrong. Lan Gomez.
Hi. Yeah, you pronounce it right, Lan.
Okay.
So I'm Lan. I'm from Trinidad and I live in Brooklyn. My major is criminal justice.
Nice.
And this is one of the required courses I have to take to graduate. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
It's like an interesting class so far.
Okay. I was about to say I feel special that, you know, I've to take my course, you know what I'm saying, under circumstances, not messing with you. Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit as to, like, what to expect this course after the introductions. Like, you know, there's different topics that I know students want to get into that we're definitely going to get into. So, you know, and if you looked at the syllabus or, like, the course materials, you kind of already have a sense as to, like, what we'll talk about and know that throughout the semester. Let's go on to Mel. What's going on, Mel?
Hey, what's up, Professor? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm getting closer to my associates, so taking my policing classes. So, I mean, the class I took with you before was, you know, it was pretty chill, and I learned a lot. So I saw your name pop up. I'm like, oh, boom, click that.
So, what's up, and what do you want to do with your career path?
I wanna get my 60 credits and apply for police. I took the exam already, like the multiple choice, but I wanna continue like to John Jay.
Yeah.
And, you know, just as I'm waiting, you know, continue my education, and if I get called, I get called.
My bad, I'm letting this plane pass by.
Where are you? Where are you?
Oh, I'm still out in Florida, man. I never went back to New York. I said, you to go back to New York. Eso es para volar en el volcán. That's to like fly right into the volcano, bro. You know, like, so quick story. Mid-semester, for those that didn't take my class this past semester, I went down to Texas. I had the opportunity to present at this pretty big event called South by Southwest. And, yo, for the first time in over 30 years, they canceled the event because of the whole Corona situation. It's like when Corona was first kind of getting hot, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, anda el diablo, loco. Like, they didn't cancel it until I actually landed over here. And I was tight. But then in a weird way, it kind of kept me from staying in NY where everything was happening. Obviously, you know, like, props to everybody, salute to everybody holding it down in New York or whatever. But I'm already in Texas at the time. I'm like, I'm not flying back to New York. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just said, classes went online. I don't got to actually go in person. Whatever. I'm going to just, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being with this Corona and this brick, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay with this Corona and this hot. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I'm going to just stay down here, you know, in the South. And then I ended up, it's because I had my flight booked already. Instead of going to New York, I got them to switch it to go to Florida. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to be in Florida until like this whole thing dies out or whatever. So, you know, that's my head looking like I'm like in like in La República or something like that. But really, I'm just trying to be safe from coronavirus.
This coronavirus really did ruin everything because next semester is my last semester at BMCC. Then I transferred to John Jay. But now that it's like we had to like go outside with masks on, looking like we're walking diseases and stuff. It's like it sucks because I can't even experience in John Jay until like spring or fall 21.
Yeah, no, I feel that, and you know, it's definitely a difficult situation. But what I would recommend is try and get on like Zoom sessions or phone calls or whatever with your professors, because at the end, like, you still got to make the most out of your experience. And unfortunately, you know, and it's for different reasons, because like professors have like large numbers of students, you know, like for one class, like all my classes are filled for like summer and fall, like one class, 25 students, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's only right now because it's online. Like regularly it would probably be like max is like 35 students they're allowed to enroll in a class. So it's like the odds of a professor reaching out is not as high, but I would still recommend, like, especially for John Jay, because you want to make those connects. You want to get close to your professor, get that recommendation letter, and, you know what I'm saying, just kind of communicate to make sure you get a good grade and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's definitely not the ideal situation. It's not what you plan for. But one thing I've learned in life is, like, you got to finesse, you know what I'm saying? You still got to get something out of your experience. You still got to make the most out of it. And to be honest, this is practice for like some other fuck shit that might happen in life. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe coronavirus might not be the thing again, but it's like it kind of teaches you a lesson in how to maneuver and how to, you know what I'm saying, how to kind of survive, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of anything. It's like they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. If you could survive a pandemic that, you know, recently, like the New York Times reported has claimed, you know, 6 figures in lives, then, you know what I'm saying, like, you're definitely built for this. You're definitely, not that those who didn't make it aren't, but like for a fact, you could say like, yo, I made it through this, you know, I could continue to push forward and make it to whatever next level I'm trying to get to and stuff like that. You know, and obviously if you ever need support or you need help in whatever way, you know, like a letter of recommendation, whatever, like you could holler at me too, and I could assist with that as well. Even on how to navigate, because college, it's not just about going to classes, you know, and that's what I try to get across to students. Like, it's about trying to get involved. So like, I will still check to see if like maybe you could join a club, you know, via online. Granted, it's not in person or whatever, but see if you could join a club. See if, you know, there's like events that you could attend online, you know what I'm saying? Because I know for some of my, like NYU, for example, like they still send me updates on, oh, join us in our virtual, you know, event for this and for that. Like, still get involved with that, because unfortunately, this looks like it's gonna last for a bit. Right now, we're only in the first wave. You know what I'm saying? Like now, once they start opening things back up again, you know what I'm saying? And Corona didn't have the chance to like really die out completely. It's like people are gonna be out, like for Memorial Day weekend, like people was out. They was at the beaches, like no masks and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Corona's not going anytime soon because people are gonna continue to spread it. So, you know, the best thing to do is prepare for the worst, you know, and if the best happens out of it, obviously that's a plus. But definitely have that in the front of your mind. Like, let me Zoom with my professors. Let me, you know, be proactive and get ahead. Let me talk to them first. Let me see what events I could sign up to and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That are online. Like if I was in your position as a student, that's how I would be thinking. Because honestly, college is already hard as it is. I just graduated from my undergrad in 2014, so it's not even that long ago. And it's like, obviously with this situation, it's even more difficult. So like I said, if I could assist in any way, just talk to me, all right? But yeah, John Jay, like the idea that Mel put out about, you know, waiting to get that call back from the police, but then still going to John Jay, like if anybody else is in a similar boat, I would recommend that you do that, because to be honest, like you never know how long it's going to take. Like I applied, you know, now I don't have any interest, so it's like it kind of, you know, it kind of doesn't apply to me anymore. But I applied for the police exam like 2015 maybe at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me just apply, see what happens, whatever. I just got an email earlier this year telling me that, you know, the police want to move forward in the process, this and that. I'm like, yo, it's too late already. I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying, be a police officer when I'm already, you know what I'm saying, accomplished in the way that I am. I mean, that's just my position, you know what I'm saying? But at the end, you don't wanna settle or put yourself in a position where you can't move forward because you've already put yourself in this box. Like, this is all I'm doing, and this is the only thing I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? You wanna have like 5 different plans. You wanna have your plan A, plan B, plan C, like, and if you gotta go all the way to plan Z, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Because especially if you're a person of color, you know what I'm saying, you already know, like, this favoritism out here. You know what I'm saying? Racism, to be more exact. So it's like, for people like us, like, they're not gonna, a lot of these agencies or institutes or departments, they're not looking to put us in first, you know what I'm saying? Like, as of right now, police departments make up over 70%, white police officers make up over 70% of, like, the national police in general. You know what I'm saying? So, like, thinking about those numbers, because you got to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's great to be like, how do I put it? It's great to think positive, and, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you could be a police officer and everything. It's not that they're not going to select you, but it's like, looking at the statistics, looking at the odds and stuff like that, you still want to have backup plans in the event that you don't get picked. You know what I'm saying? So John Jay is definitely an excellent choice, you know, to continue, because there's so many jobs in criminal justice that, you know what I'm saying, like, you can work in there with a degree and you don't even have to put your physical well-being on the line. You don't have to think about, oh, I might get beat up. I might, you know what I'm saying, injure myself on the job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just the reality of it. Let's go on to the next person, and correct me if I pronounced it wrong. Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Professor. Sorry. I thought that was my name.
Yeah, I got you next. Don't worry.
You said Shaughnessy, right?
Yeah.
You said it correct.
Okay.
We introduced him, right?
Huh?
I said we introduced him, right?
Yeah. So just your name, what brings you to this course, and then what is it that you plan on doing, like, career-wise?
Oh, okay. So my name is Shaughnessy. I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm studying criminal justice. I just finished the 2nd semester.
Okay.
And I want to. I'm not sure. Is that bad that I'm in the 2nd semester? I don't know what I want to do.
There's nothing wrong with it. Because right now you're getting your associates, so that's one thing that to think about as well. Like me, I didn't finalize my major until, like, my 3rd year being an undergrad. So, like, I went to a 4-year school, so I didn't go to community college first, but it was like a small state university. It's like the cheapest. It's a 4-year school, but it's like the next level after a community college. So it's not really like a top name school. Like, I went to a bigger name school for my master's, but honestly, if you don't know what you want to do yet right now, or like the specific,
Because I feel like this. I don't want to start off going with criminals. I want to do something small, like work with delinquents or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the youth, young kids. I feel like I want to start off like that. Then start working with people who committing real crimes, like second murders and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
Then start working with them. I don't want to start working with them. I want to do something beneath and then work my way up.
Sure. And I think that's a good way to think about it, you know, like, kind of going in levels and stuff like that. Now, I'm gonna throw this back at you real quick, because this is from experience, you know, and like some of my other peoples that have worked in the system. Yo, the juveniles are sometimes the worst to deal with, because it's like they have a fearlessness in them that the adults don't have anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Like, a lot of the adults, like the OGs or whatever, like they come from a school where it's like, you know what I'm saying, no women, no children, they don't get involved in whatever. But like a lot of the new school youth, anybody could get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no laws, like there's no real street ethics. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like, your mother could get it, your kid could get it, you know what I'm saying? So like, there's more of a reckless abandon in them than like a lot of the adults. Now, I'm not saying every young person, you know what I'm saying, but like when I've dealt with juveniles, like in the halfway house or like even coming out in the community, it's like Like they really ready to go to war sometimes. So that's something to keep in mind. Of course, that's the window you want to get them at too, though, because if you could get them at that point in their life, they have a better chance of like turning their life around than somebody who's like, and I'm saying 30, 40 years old already, because like they're
So
not.
that's how I was thinking, because I'm from a hood. I live in the
Yeah,
projects. So that's
right.
how I was thinking, like, maybe I should work with people that's like me, people that I'll be around on a regular, you know?
Yeah,
Start off with that.
right.
That was my logical thinking.
No,
You
yeah,
said that
and
sometimes it could get more real than being with older people.
yeah, no, that's a fact. And since you have that background already, where it's like you know what time it is, you know how to chop it up with these individuals. It's like it'll of course make it easier because like even when I work with the juveniles, like I was able to relate from a rap component, from an age component, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um, so it definitely is easier to relate. But always keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of like them going back and forth between like jail or whatever, because recidivism is actually higher for juveniles than it is for like recidivism is like going in and out of jail and stuff like that. Ali, could you just put your thing on mute real quick? Recidivism is like when somebody goes in and out of jail and stuff like that. Generally speaking, I think recidivism's like that. Like it's definitely over 60%, but for juveniles, it goes over 80%. You know what I'm saying? Because like they have the peer pressure to like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know what I'm saying, relate with them, meet them where they're at. But at the same time, like, unfortunately, if something does go down where it's like a young person keeps coming in and out, it's like the statistics kind of dictate, you know what I'm saying, that's what it's going to be. But, you know what I'm saying, juveniles is definitely the place to get them at if you're trying to keep them from entering the system in the first place, you know what I'm saying? Because once you touch it, it's like honestly, it's a never ending cycle. And that's the unfortunate part about it. But let me know if you got, you know what I'm saying, questions and that I could maybe answer whatever in regards to like working with youth, or maybe I could even like, how do I put it, like put you on with like some of my contacts or whatever, and then you chop it up with them as well.
Okay.
For sure. Let's go to let me know if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. So Wassam Ujran?
Yeah, it's right. Hey, Professor. Hey, everybody. My name is Bassam,
How you doing?
and I'm from Yemen.
Okay, pleasure.
Thank you. I live in Brooklyn, and this is my fourth semester in BMCC. I'm
Gotcha.
studying criminal justice, and I'm planning to transfer to John Jay to bachelor's.
That's what's up. And what do you plan on doing career-wise?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, and that's perfectly fine. Just like I was saying, like everybody has their own road, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the picture doesn't get clearer until, you know what I'm saying, you start taking the first couple of steps or whatever. So it's all good. Next
Thank
up,
you,
we
Professor.
got Ada. What's good, Ada? How you doing?
Hey,
Demon.
um,
Cardi.
so, my name is Ada. This is my last semester. This summer, I'm taking 2 classes, unfortunately, but I'm hoping to go to John Jay and work as a police officer. Then, work I want to become a detective, like to work for the FBI or hire or something. So hopefully, I could do that soon.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And you already know, like, if you need anything, you could reach out. You know what I'm saying? If it's a letter of rec, look at that. Like, I'm here to support.
Thank you.
And of course, you gotta keep us updated on like how it goes with John Jay and everything, because you know a lot of students here obviously voiced that they want to go to John Jay, but it's like it's one thing to be on this side, and then obviously when you get on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
how do they say? It's like the games begin. You know,
Yeah. reality comes.
Yeah. So it's a good challenge because obviously it pulls out the best in all of us. But definitely keep us posted on how the process goes, even once you're over there. Let's see who's next. Rashida. My bad, my joint skipped. My bad, y'all. What was the last thing y'all heard me say? What was the last thing y'all heard me say?
Nada.
Well, I was just saying, like, if there's any way I could support, obviously, holla, and then when you're on the other side, like, keep us posted on, like, what, just even what the process is like getting ready to go to John Jay and all that.
Yeah, I got some paper messed up and I can't even apply for my classes right now. So who knows when I'm going to be able to register for my classes. So
Gotcha.
that's a problem. So have your papers ready. Like if you became a citizen not too long ago, get all those papers put in there because that's my problem now. Like anything, because they will not call you nothing. You have to figure it out on your own. So I'm telling you, it's hard when you're alone and you don't have nothing to guide you on doing stuff because I have no advisor calling me, telling me, oh, you need this, you need that. You have to figure it on your own. And look at your holes on CUNY first because it will show you what you need before going on to John Jay. So that's a tip for y'all. Okay?
Yeah, I applied to, because I was thinking of transferring to John Jay instead of finishing at BMCC, but they said something about that I was missing my SAT scores, but I never took my SAT scores because I was thinking of just going to the community college and just get everything there and then go to John Jay. But since I have more than 30 credits, it's still asking me for the SAT scores, and I emailed the I think admission and told them that I don't have my SAT scores, but I do have my 30 and above credits at BMCC. But ever since this whole virus came along, it just slowed everything down. So I was like, there's no point. I might as well finish my last semester at BMCC since I only have like 4 classes left.
Yeah, it's gonna be easier too. So stay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just finish it. I only have 1 semester left, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to just get that out the way because worst case scenario, you know what I'm saying, you at least got the associate's degree already. It's like, because if you go to a 4-year school, like straight to a 4-year school, you know what I'm saying, you don't get the chance to get an associate's, which at the very least, like you got some kind of degree already ready, you know what I'm saying? And then you can still always go into the 4-year school, even with the associates. So it kind of works out better for you to just finish in at BMCC first. Like I get it, you wanted to spend a little more time at John Jay, but if it's a matter of like a semester difference, it's not really going. At least like from my perspective, it's not going to change everything. Like if you started at John Jay, like then that makes more sense. Like if you start there from like the first semester and do all 4 years there, but one semester. You feel the difference, but it may not be the biggest difference.
I also have a question. Can you get your master's at John Jay too, or you have to go to a different?
Yeah, you could get your master's there too. And from my knowledge, they actually have a couple of joint programs. So like I think they got like accelerated programs or like programs where it's like you could get your bachelor's your bachelor's and master's in 5 years as opposed to 6. So like on average, it takes somebody 4 years to get their bachelor's. On average, it takes 2 years to get your master's. But like basically, they combine the master's with the undergrad with the bachelor's program. So it's like instead of it taking 6 years in total, it'll be 5 years, which is even better. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would have looked into stuff like that before, but I just like Ava was saying, I ain't have nobody to guide me. Like my pops, he's from the Campos of the Dominican Republic, and my mother, she came from Ecuador and stuff. So like they don't really know nothing about like college and stuff like that. You know, I had to figure out things as I kind of went on as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like if there's any way that I could support, even if I don't have all the answers, like I'll work with all of y'all, any and all of y'all to like sit down and figure out, okay, this is the paperwork you need next. This is what you got to do, this and that. Like I'll make calls with you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could get on Zoom. If you got Instagram, if you got me on Instagram already, you already know what's up. But like we could figure all that stuff out, because I know it's difficult, and a lot of the advisors, like, you know, like there's definitely advisors that it's like whatever, but then there's advisors that it's like because they're so how do I put it? They're so overstacked with like students. You know what I'm saying? You got hundreds of students, so like you're only limited to like 10 minutes maybe with a student. It's like you can't even give them your max effort even when you do sit down with them. So so Ada, you already know if you need, you know what I'm saying, that extra support, tú puedes contar conmigo, and of course you as well, Jazz, and anybody else.
Thank you.
So ya tú sabes.
Thank you.
Let's go on to Carissa.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
My name's Carissa. I'm an active duty soldier in the Army. My major is criminal justice, and after BMCC, I'm planning on attending John Jay, and I'm gonna become a police officer.
Dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, pretty much the same thing as what we spoke about already. Like, pretty much you already got your plan set up. Like, like you want to be a police officer, and then, of course, go straight into John Jay. Like, definitely look into like different things, even in John Jay, because to my knowledge, they have certificates as well that you can earn. So you want to, of course, get your bachelor's degree, but see if there's any certificates or any small specializations you could focus on that, you know what I'm saying, maybe help you branch out for like maybe other career options in the event that the PD doesn't, you know what I'm saying, reach back out or whatever. But definitely a pleasure.
I heard a couple people say they want to be an officer. Have anybody took the exam? Because that exam be out more. I paid for the court exam this year, and now the pandemic happened. Like the test was supposed to be this month in May, and but the pandemic happened, so now I guess they're gonna postpone it. So have anybody took the test?
I
was supposed to take in December, but I was so nervous, so I had to like drop it. But
oh, you should have tried it.
Because it's hard.
I was working at it, and my manager just made me feel bad because she was like, because I had all the confidence saying that, oh, I can't wait to pass this test. I'm gonna be a NYPD officer. All this crap and stuff. And then she was like, well, you have to take the psychology test or all that stuff. You're not gonna make it. It's really hard. And I'm here like, you may not make it, but I probably will make it. But it's just like, ever since then, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna take it now. I'm gonna just wait till I graduate.
Yeah, I took a multiple
you have to take
choice
a psychology
one.
test first.
Yeah, because after you take the exam, I think it's a psychology test where they test you, saying that they were actually personal questions, and if you really be honest, like let's just say like you went through a lot and you wanted to, like you was depressed or whatever, they will not take you. They will definitely not take you.
Don't let nobody take down your dreams, girl. I heard that way too many times, and I said nope. You can't stop me, people. No.
I know. She was so ignorant at the time, and I left the job anyways. So
because she probably felt like you wasn't built for the psychology part. That don't mean nothing. If you could pass that officer exam, I would have still took it. Like
And the crazy part is that she didn't even pass it. She only went up to the psychology part. And when she was being honest and everything, they still didn't take her.
Wow.
Made me feel like
So
I
she
was not gonna
put
pass.
her insecurities on you, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta.
And she never liked me, so.
You gotta.
And Ada, you
like,
want to take it?
Sorry, Professor.
No,
I
no, go
did
ahead.
took it. I took it twice actually, and I haven't passed the test. So now I'm doing cadets. You should all get involved in cadets, cadet program.
I'm planning to go to
They
cadet
treat
program.
they prepare you to become a police officer. And I'm doing this now. And actually tomorrow I'm supposed to take the psychology test, Jasmine. So I don't know. I will see if they said, because I need to wait for them to send me the letter. So if they send me the letter today, probably tomorrow I take the exam. So if I take the exam tomorrow, I will tell you how it is. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
And
Good luck.
yeah, definitely good luck to all of y'all. But the main thing is too, like, to not like take everything that someone says with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has your best interest in mind. Not everybody, just because they're in a position of power doesn't mean that they're really for you. You know what I'm saying? Or like some people, they just stick around because they might be waiting for you to fail, or you know what I'm saying? Who knows, man? And at the end of the day, that's not your problem. That's not for you to figure out. Oh, why is this person like? Do you? You know what I'm saying? I do me, you do you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And the moment that type of negative reinforcement comes out from a person, it's like, you know what time it is. You gotta clip them off, because that's some parasitic ish right there that that you ain't trying to keep around you. You know.
I mean, my ex-boyfriend's best friend, she did the cadets thing, and she did good and everything, and she ended up being a correction officer. So, from coming from the program.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna try.
Also, coming from cadet, you could branch off.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
What I heard, if you go to the cadet and you're in a 4-year school, they pay for your tuition.
That's correct. They give you $20,000.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're like,
You go to the NYPD, and they show you what they give you, what you need, everything.
But don't you have to give them time in return inside the NYPD? That's what I heard.
Yeah, you have to work for them until you get
you
hired.
work for them until you finish college, the 4-year college that you go to. And then if you're not an officer within the 2 years, then you have to pay the $20,000 back.
The $20,000?
They give you $20,000. 20. Like
Jesus.
20.
Oh,
that's for your tuition. They say do that for your tuition. Like pay for your tuition in your college. So that's what they give you the money for. That's why I'm saying go to NYPD.org or whatever and look it up, and then you will see everything you need and everything they give you. They even give you a job and pay good amount of money for you.
Why you ain't bringing it here?
So go do that.
That's wow. I didn't know. Even if you have financial aid.
Even if you have financial aid.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Look it up, Jasmine. Don't wait. I'm rooting for you now.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, that's definitely good info. Thank you, Wada. Because even myself, like I'm learning of different things or whatever, and like even for me, that's news. So at least now I know I could put that option out there for like all the other classes and stuff like that too. But like I know somebody mentioned like being a correctional officer. Like at some point this semester, I'm looking to have one of my boys get on Zoom with us. He was a correctional officer for 10 years. Ada actually got to hear him talk before, but you know what I'm saying, like he comes real with it, you know what I'm saying? He'll tell you his experience as a correctional officer, and then that'll kind of give you a sense as to like, okay, would corrections be in my future, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. So we'll get into that later in the semester. Ali, what's good, man? Talk to us.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, this is Ali. As professional and many students don't know, this is Ali Hassan. My major is criminal justice, and I'm planning to go to, well, in fact, I'm already accepted into a John Jay for fall semester.
Congrats.
Yes, so I'm just gonna today make up an appointment with my advisor. Gotta look it up later today. I was trying to do it last week, but it didn't work out because my email they gave me wasn't working. But well, I'm gonna call today. But yeah, I was accepted. I am accepted in John Jay, and I'm going to law enforcement, but I don't know which exactly field I'm going to in the law enforcement, whether police or there's so many different fields. I actually applied for the trooper exam, the state trooper, and the exam got postponed because of that pandemic thing. It was in July, and then they changed into September or October, but it's postponed again. So I don't know when they're gonna give the next dates. Just waiting on that.
Gotcha. All right. Just continue to wait it out, man. Like everything, everything's been put on hold, obviously because of this whole situation. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully everything kind of starts going back to normal in the not too distant future.
Of course. The question is, do you still think that the fall semester will be online? Do you think that?
As of right now, it looks like it will be. Because like I said, like this is only the first wave of stuff, Like you could only keep businesses closed for so long. Once they start opening up businesses more and more, like people gonna start getting infected all over again, and it's like it may or may not be worse than the first time over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see this. This is definitely not gonna end, at least in my opinion, by the time that we start in the fall semester. So it's still gonna be online most likely. Anjay Lawden.
Hi, my name is Angela. I'm from Queens, and I chose this course because it is one of my requirements to graduate. This is also my last semester that I'm transferring to John Jay. I'm currently undecided about my career, but I'm super passionate about my major, which is criminal justice and psychology, pretty much.
Got you. Do you have like general ideas as to like what you think you might want to do with it? Because like somebody, like usually when I hear like CJ along with psychology, it's like somebody's probably thinking of like
juvenile.
Yeah, like something dealing with the criminal thinking or
I mean, I thought about it, and then I thought about being a detective and just like working with the FBI's and stuff, and then I thought about becoming a lawyer and then an assistant DA.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just keep researching, but it's just I don't want to go to law school, and then I don't know. I'm so passionate. I'm just gonna see where it goes.
Yeah. No, I think that's good that you have these different passions because, and they're not all in the same. Like obviously they're all in the same circle of criminal justice, but like they're like
different fields.
Very different. Like being a lawyer is very different than being a detective, or you know what I'm saying. Like definitely bounce off ideas off of different people, especially once you go to John Jay. Sit down with different professors that maybe worked in the field in some of the things that you're interested in. There's definitely going to be a lot of lawyers over there. Sit down with them, talk to them, get to know their experiences. And of course, like if there's anything that I could assist with, I'm definitely here to support and stuff like that.
Thank you.
For sure. Amy Atiencia.
Hi, my name is Amy. I'm taking this class because it's my last semester at BMCC before I transfer to John Jay.
Dope.
And I want to become a detective. I'm just not sure which one yet, what kind.
Yeah. It's like we said, it's pretty much part of the process, just trying to figure things out. And at the very least, you know what I'm saying, everybody here should definitely finish their degrees or their educational studies because let's put it like this, like I know police officers that, you know, say they went, they did it 20, 25 years on the job or whatever, and then after retirement, they still went and they got the degree. You know what I'm saying? Because now they want to, you know what I'm saying, be PhD professors and, you know what I'm saying, and give advice at the prosecutor's office and whatever. So that degree, even if you want to be in law enforcement, is still gonna come handy even after the fact, because it's like now you could work positions that you're actually accredited to work or certified to work because now you got the degree. Where like somebody who retires after 20, 25 years of being a police officer, that kind of might be it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you collect your pension, that's cool, that's fine and all that, but like part of law, one of the issues of law enforcement is that, and I'm not sure if y'all noticed yet, some of y'all might notice, but the average life expectancy of somebody that works in law enforcement drops by 10 years, you know what I'm saying, on the back end, because it's like you went through all this stress or you went through this high, you know what I'm saying, super high paced environment or whatever. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, you went from being like high paced to like, now I'm just chilling in the crib, like doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's still always good to like stay active and see ways in which you could support, and keeping, you know, having that degree, even if it's for later on, it's still gonna be a benefit. So that's what's up. Delmi.
What's up, Professor? My name is Delmi. I took this class because it's part of my requirements, and I plan on joining the K9 unit.
Okay.
That's my career path.
Dope. And right after BMCC, like you got plans for John Jay, or like still kind of up in the air?
Yeah. This is my last semester. I'm taking 2 courses for the summer, and then John Jay in the fall.
Got you. All right, that's what's up, man. I'm honestly really proud of everybody here because, you know, like pretty much y'all have been reiterating that, like John Jay, like, listen, it's always good to have a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm reading it because it's important to have that in mind, because especially during times like these, like, because who would have predicted this was going to happen like even a year ago? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, probably that one Netflix documentary or Netflix movie, but apart from that kind of stuff, it's like the more opportunities you give yourself, the less something of this nature can affect you. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to think like that. Giovanna.
Hi. Well, my name is Giovanna. Next semester will be my last semester. I'm planning to go to John Jay when I finish, and also to get a law enforcement career. I'm actually auxiliary officer for NYPD, so yeah.
Nice. That's what's up. And obviously keep us posted on the progress and like how that goes, like the process for it.
All right, thank you.
Lorena.
Hi, my name is Lorena. So mostly like everybody, I want to go to John Jay after I'm done with my associates here. I live in the Bronx, but I'm from Honduras. And my career choice path, whatever, is going to be FBI agent.
That's what's up. And is there like a specific thing in the FBI you trying to get into, or?
That's what I'm still trying to figure out, like in which position or like which category I want to be within the FBI agent. But I just know that that's what I actually want to do.
Got you. That's what's up. Let's go on to Jasmine.
Okay, so my name is Jasmine. I'm 23 years old. I'm turning 24 next month. I was majoring in nursing, but I wasn't really liking the major at all. I mean, I kind of did, but then while I was growing up, I always watched like criminal stuff, so I was really interested in that.
Yeah.
Next semester is my last semester. I will be graduating and going to John Jay. I do want to be an FBI agent once I graduate John Jay, but I don't know what major that will be.
Yeah.
So I'm still exploring about it. And yeah, that's it.
That's what's up. Yo, there's mad people in this class that this is their last class and that they going to John Jay. So y'all have to get to know each other, man. Like y'all definitely have to like create a little group text chat or whatever, something like that, just to like stay in contact, because honestly, y'all gonna need each other when it's time to go to John Jay, like especially if y'all take the same courses. Like maybe certain people could save money from textbooks by saying, hey, you know, like in the group text, hey, what's it called? Does anybody have this book or blah, blah? Is anybody taking this class, et cetera, et cetera? And then like y'all kind of just like kind of chop it up with each other and support each other, you know what I'm saying? Like honestly, that would be the smart thing to do. So, you know, if anything, I'm gonna check in like probably like another week, see if y'all did that, and if not, then I'm gonna just make it an assignment for y'all to have a group text or something like that, because y'all need to definitely link with each other and be of support. And even if you're not going next semester, like it sounds like there's people that might be going like the semester after that, so you still would want to link up, you know what I'm saying, or connect with people here. But that's what's up. Edis.
Hello, my name is Iris Denia, and I'm a criminal justice major, obviously. I'm Dominican, I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm going to be a police officer.
That's what's up. And you planning on going to John Jay too, or like still kind of waiting on?
Nah, I'm done. I'm done after this.
Heard you. All right. So like, of course, there's other routes to go apart from like John Jay. So like, after you're done with this semester, like what's the game plan until the PD call back?
I mean, I'll probably just I gotta take the test and then academy and then just become a cop. I don't know. That's what I want to do. That's what I have my head set on, basically.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, like there's always, of course, the news of them calling you and stuff like that. But then you also always want to have like your backup. Like, what if they don't call? What if they, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just kind of reality, you know, especially the way that things are right now. Like, there's kind of really not even a sense as to like when they'll start calling and hiring again. So that's why I'm asking all these questions, like what the backup is. But you know what I'm saying? Like we can always chop it up and see what that looks like. Cause at the end, I want everybody here to at least feel prepared. Like, yo, if they don't call back, if they don't hit me back up, or, you know, if things get postponed or delayed any further, like what am I doing next? You know what I'm saying? So we'll definitely continue to chop it up. Rashida.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rashida.
Okay.
This is my last semester, and well, I plan to I applied to John Jay as a backup because I'll be leaving to join the Navy very soon, probably July.
Nice.
So with the whole pandemic thing, if it doesn't work out, I'm just gonna continue with my education at John Jay. But hopefully it works out because I really want to join and, you know, gain the experience while wherever I get posted, because it's gonna be active duty. So wherever I get posted, I'm gonna continue my bachelor's and master's.
Yeah.
And then my long-term goal is to work for the FBI. So I just want to get the federal experience with the Navy and everything, with the connections and everything, and then get into the FBI.
That's what's up. And if anything, the Navy would even offer to pay for your education too. You know,
exactly.
At a certain point. So it's like you honestly are like in like a super win-win situation, because like I know the cadets was mentioned earlier, but like the Navy, like once you get into like one of the forces, it's like they cover that. And then I'm not sure if the GI Bill also applies to the Navy, but that's something that
So all I think all forces, and also the reason why I would just want to join like a force because I'm from Nigeria. I'm on my green card. I don't have a citizenship right now. With the old military thing, if I get in and I pass out all my tests and my basic training, I get it within a year, so I don't have to wait for like another 4 years to then file for my citizenship.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's like, you know what I'm saying, you speed up the process for everything, and you know what I'm saying, things fall into place a little easier. It's the interesting thing how, you know what I'm saying, like, because a lot of people, when they go into like the forces, they don't really have like a clear, this is why I'm getting into it, you know what I'm saying? Like they just kind of say, oh, there's benefits, this and that, but like at the very least, from what I hear, like it sounds like you have specific things that you know you want to get out of it, which honestly is the right way to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna sign a contract that you know you're gonna be doing several years or however long they have you doing, you want to make sure that like you know exactly what you're getting out of it and how you're gonna benefit from it and stuff like that. So that's what's up. I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Correct me if I pronounce this wrong. Shia?
Sherry.
How you doing?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Shay Latchman. What? Well, this semester will be my last year at BMCC. Then no, this fall will be my last year at BMCC. Then spring I'm going to John Jay. I was thinking about becoming an FBI because I'm good at analyzing things, and or becoming a lawyer because I'm very good at I'm very good at analyzing context, or being a detective. I'm very good at putting two and two together. So I'm not sure what I want to do yet.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I mentioned, like I switched majors 3-4 times in my undergrad. So it's like, you know, for somebody to expect a college student to like have everything down pat and fixed is like, it's unrealistic, you know? So it's like, just take your time, ask questions, you know, make it your responsibility to do more research on the fields that you're interested in. But overall, you know, the main thing is just keep the ball rolling. You already know you're going to John Jay, so you know what I'm saying, that's definitely a plus right there. I forgot I was gonna say something, but it might come back to me in like a minute or two. We'll see. But that it's definitely a pleasure having y'all here. Anna.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah,
Hi. Yeah. So, my major is criminal justice too, and this is my last class here in BMCC. So, I need this class to graduate.
That's what's up. And what are the plans after the semester?
Oh, I transferred to John Jay already, so that's my point.
That's what's up. That's what's up. The point that I was going to mention before, I just remember it now too. Like the fact that y'all going to John Jay, and like somebody mentioned, if you could continue for your master's degree, you know, at the very least, like you could continue, you know, say at John Jay for your master's degree, because there's so many jobs in criminal justice that
Staples, right? Yeah.
with a master's degree you could get it. Why them? Repeat that for me.
I think she was interrupted.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh, no, I was just saying that, like, it's good that you're going to John Jay, and one of the things that I was going to mention that I forgot to mention before, because you could get into many different jobs with a master's in criminal justice, or, you know, say your master's don't even have to be in criminal justice. Mine was in public administration, so it opens me up to, like, other opportunities, like, because with the criminal justice degree, you could already get experience, you know what I'm saying? And then the master's degree, you know what I'm saying, you could do it in a bunch of different stuff. If you want to get a master's in business administration, because let's say you want to focus on like the business side of criminal justice, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, get a master's in public administration and focus on like data and numbers and stuff like that, or writing policy. Like there's so many different things that you could do, even with a master's. And you're talking about a master's degree is going to add an additional $10,000, maybe $20,000 to your salary. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the rip. And so it's something to definitely consider. When I worked in, and I share this information openly just to kind of give y'all a sense, like when I first started working in my first job, like I said, I was 21, right? But basically when I was 21 and I was at the halfway house, I was making, at the time I was living in Jersey, so it's not the same salary I would make, I guess, for the same job in New York, but I was making $32,000 a year at 21. That's with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Once I got my experience, I worked a year and a half at the halfway house, and then I moved over back to New York to work for DOC, and I was still in my graduate program getting my master's degree. I was making $54,000 a year at 20. You know what I'm saying? So like the different.
So Professor, you had like a connection with that when you was 21? Because how you 21 working in the halfway house?
So the halfway house joint, there was, so I knew somebody from when I got involved with student government in my undergrad. So that's why I was saying even before, like if you could get involved in your campus, like join a student club, whatever, do that. Because when you're in college, like you're really not going to find like quote unquote real world jobs. Like people are not trying to give you jobs when you know what I'm saying, like number one, if you don't got the experience, and then number two, if you're still a youngin' or you're still, you know what I'm saying, getting your college situation.
Yeah.
So the best way to get experience is to get involved on campus, because all the managerial experience and leadership experience that you would earn from a regular job, you earn right there on campus, you know what I'm saying, in the student government position or whatever. You get your connections, which is like other students that are also doing their thing, faculty members, advisors, stuff like that. So me getting involved 3 of the 4 years in my undergrad in student government, I had one of my boys who, he already did an internship at the halfway house, and then he got offered the job. He already was working there. Him and I was chopping it up, and he's like, yo, Jay, pass me your resume. You know what I'm saying? I'll pass it by him, and then we'll see what's up. And, you know what I'm saying, at the very least, he got me the interview. So he got me the interview. I went there. It was me and like 2 or 3 other people. And basically my interview was, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I had the interview, but then I had to do a presentation in front of a group of like 20, 30 plus dudes on parole. You know what I'm saying? I'm 21 years old. Like these dudes is like 30, 40 years old, just staring at me like, who this little kid, you know what I'm saying? But I did the presentation. In my opinion, you know, I killed it, you know, and then that's when the person who will become my boss, he hired me. And, you know what I'm saying, at the very least, he got me the opportunity to interview. But from there, I basically had to do the rest. I had to prepare myself. I did the presentation. I practiced presenting, stuff like that. And a lot of my presentation skills I learned from when I was in student government, you know what I'm saying? And obviously from different classes and blah, blah. So long story short, that gave me the opportunity to work at the halfway house, DOC, you know what I'm saying? Like they were, that department was filled with women, to be just straightforward and blunt. Obviously we know that Rikers Island incarcerates way more men than they do women. So they needed a male presence, and then obviously somebody of color to kind of just play that role, right? But I guess I came along and the timing was right. And then I already had the experience, and I already knew some of the vocabulary that they use. So it's like that got me the job even easier, if anything. So it's just, you got to prepare yourself. Like, it's like they say, luck is when timing meets proper preparation. You know what I'm saying? So you're not ever really lucky. It's just when everything kind of blends together correctly, you know, like the moment that you get offered the opportunity, if you're prepared, then you're confident that you could get the opportunity. But if you're not prepared, then, you know what I'm saying, it could slip through the cracks. So that's what I would say. Like, get involved. See if you could get involved in John Jay or at BMCC or wherever, so you could build up your connections. And you know what I'm saying, that makes a world of a difference.
I do plan on going to John Jay after. And now that I know about this 5-year program, wait, so it's a 5-year program and you get your bachelor's and master's, or it's a 5 years to get your master's?
To get your bachelor's and your master's. At least that's what I've been told. Like, there's a program like that in John Jay, but like there's programs like that everywhere. Like, where once you get your bachelor's degree, you can get your master's. You know what I'm saying? Or like,
and then after your master's is undergrad, right?
Well, undergrad is what you're doing right now. Undergrad is the first 4 years of your college career. And then graduate is anything after you get your bachelor's degree. So basically, like, is like your master's, your PhD, stuff like that.
Because I get a little confused sometimes.
No, yes, it's confusing. I had to learn all them terms too. So trust and believe, especially if you don't got somebody that's like coaching you on all these terms, you're not really gonna know. But yeah, I would definitely recommend, think about getting a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're gonna live in New York, because it's like the bachelor's is now becoming like a high school diploma. If anything, it kind of already is, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So like with a bachelor's, you could get a job, like if you don't end up being a PD or whatever, but don't expect to be making, you know what I'm saying, like more.
I gotta put a high price tag on my shit.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gotta be. Like the more, yeah, that's just how it is. Since you're already in college, the higher the degree, like the more money you end up getting. Or not even like with a master's degree, you could get jobs that you're looking at 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Like the job that I had before I went to BMCC, like once I graduated, I got 2 job offers, and they both were at 60K. You know what I'm saying? So like once you have a master's degree, and it for me, it could also, I'm not gonna say it could also, like it also helps that I got my master's from NYU, because automatically, like I could just humble flex on people, like, yeah, you know, I went to NYU, what, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing that y'all need to do when you go to John Jay, because mad people know what John Jay is, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in the field of criminal justice, like everybody knows what John Jay is. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Think about your education with John Jay, because you could flex on people like that. And especially if you're a person of color, they need somebody of color who went to a top school like that to like be here, you know what I'm saying, pushing policy, creating legislation, or like just even working on programs and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? We're definitely going to get into this throughout the rest of the semester. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to share my screen, because it's almost time for class to finish. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to run through real quick how you should be looking at Blackboard. Forgive all the tabs. Let's see. So obviously you have all the announcements. I have to log back in. All right, so you already seen all the announcements. Make sure you run through them, all right? Run through all the announcements, so that way you kind of know what to do or whatever. But all the main stuff that you need is going to be on the course information and course materials. All right, so the syllabus is already attached there. What you need to know, the synchronous part, which means all at the same time, that we're all doing it at the same time, is the Zoom sessions. So we're already doing that right now. Y'all know 9 o'clock, that's when we get on class. And we do this from Monday through Thursday. Today, this week, it starts at Tuesday. For whatever reason, they had it like that, but really it's Monday through Thursday. The Zoom link is right there. Make sure you have access to your Blackboard and your email on a daily basis. And that's my email as well. Don't respond to my announcements, because for whatever reason, Blackboard has a different email for me than this email right here. So if you want to email me at joecabrera@bmcc.cuny.edu. Participation is basically going to be made up of you being on Zoom. I record all the Zoom sessions so that way I could upload it for students to basically go back and, you know what I'm saying, like in case they missed anything. So I'm going to know who got on Zoom and who didn't or whatever. And then basically we're going to have a discussion page, which it's already on the discussion board. I'm going to post up a spreadsheet with everybody's name on what topic they're going to discuss about. So we'll talk about that once I post it up, which I'm probably going to do today. The reflection assignments, we got 10 reflections throughout the semester. There's more than 10 topics, but you don't have to do all the topics. You only need to pick 10 topics that you want to do for the semester. I put deadlines on them, but really you don't have to follow the deadline. Just get the reflections to me before the end of the semester. Obviously, I do recommend that you do it on a weekly so that it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, bombard you or whatever. But all I need is 10 reflections by the end of the semester. And usually the reflections, they're 3 paragraphs and focus on the topic. And the 2 major things that you need to focus on for the end of the semester is the final paper, which is going to be based off, you know what I'm saying? You could pick a topic on, how do I put it? A topic that's on the syllabus, or a topic that you think you might want to talk about related to like race and crime and stuff like that. You know, we'll talk about that more throughout the semester. So right there is the information. I put the rubrics right there. I put the research assignment PDF right there. So definitely look into that. In regards to the reflections, you go under course material. And basically I put, you know, it's reiterating some of the stuff we went through, but basically you want to go through each week, right? Like I already posted all the readings. I posted all the assignments under each week. All you got to do is just click on it. Week 1, boom. And then basically it's going to tell you what the readings are for the next day or whatever. So tomorrow we got this reading. You don't have to do all the readings. We're going to go through it on Zoom as well. But whoever would be discussion leader, they would basically come up with some points on this or whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying, each class is going to look just like this. You know what I'm saying? And then underneath each topic is going to have the assignment. So today for intros, the main assignment is you want to go under the discussion board. You want to introduce yourself the same way that we just did here on this Zoom session. And then I'll give you points for that. I'm going to go back to show you like some of the other stuff. Week 2, we'll be talking about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, in the community of color. Khalif Browder, if you took my course, you already know that we talk about Khalif, but it's important to continue to talk about him because his situation was tragic. We'll talk about solitary, juveniles, and then we'll also talk about like the research paper just to give you a chance to like get ready for it. And then we'll talk about the school to prison pipeline. And we'll go over this again tomorrow because obviously we're almost out of time. But, you know, I wanted to get intros out the way and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk about women. Like, it's a 2-part series in regards to women. One is just women in general, and the other is, like, sex trafficking and how that, you know what I'm saying, how that affects the community of color. The dope game, so, like, the war on drugs, basically. And we're going to talk about Ferguson, so it gets into, like, Mike Brown. It talks about, you know what I'm saying, the riots, all that stuff. So you could check out the rest of the weeks. We're going to talk about parole, probation, Meek Mill edition. So we're going to use Meek Mill's case as an example. I'm going to have 2 guest speakers later on in the semester. What else? We're going to talk about the Central Park 5. We're going to talk about exoneration. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. And then the last week, week 6, that's when final papers and presentations are going to be due. So the presentation is going to be based off your final paper. So whatever topic you're going to focus your final paper on, that's what you're going to present on. The presentations is only going to be like 5 to 7 minutes each person. You know what I'm saying? And y'all could either do it here through Zoom, or you could do the presentation. You could create a presentation, record yourself, and then upload it on YouTube, and then you send me that link. That's also well. But we're gonna go over these over the information again tomorrow, just for the sake of like reiterating it. But do you guys have any last questions for today before we log off?
I have a question. It's about the paper. Is it like how many pages? Is it a research paper or is like
Yeah.
essay or?
The final paper it's a research paper, so it's going to be minimum 5 pages, no more than 6, and basically it's on the topic that, you know what I'm saying, you really want to get into or whatever. And the topics is based on like the criminal justice system in the urban community. So you could talk about topics, any of the topics that are included in the syllabus, or if you have another topic that you might want to explore that's not in the syllabus, just run that by me real quick, you know what I'm saying? And I'm probably going to be okay with it. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Even like stuff that happened like 2 years ago in the streets and stuff like that, like,
Yeah, if it's relevant, then, you know what I'm saying? The main thing is like, you want to create like a whole story around it. You know what I'm saying? It got to be enough for you to talk about it in 5 pages. Like I provided you an outline too. Like if you check Blackboard underneath that specific assignment, like, or under course information, you'll find the outline, which basically says like intro, history. This is the statement of the issue. This is the alternative / solution that you're looking to propose, et cetera, et cetera. So as long as you can follow that outline, then you'll be perfectly fine.
and also like, you know, gang related, like gang violence and stuff like that.
Yeah, you could definitely get into that. I was thinking about including that in the course, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, let me stick around with some of these, because we were actually supposed to watch Boys in the Hood yesterday, for tomorrow, but the department, you know what I'm saying, she kind of doesn't want to get into like, what's it called, copyright stuff, copyright issues and all that. And, you know, I understand it, so I had to take it out. So basically, I put another topic in there instead. But
Is it on Netflix?
What, Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amazon Videos. Like if you have Amazon Prime,
I know,
you
YouTube
can catch
too.
it as well. What happened?
On YouTube too, it's there. It should be there.
Yeah, you could rent it on YouTube for like $2-3 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, Boys in the Hood should be in your hood because that is a classic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Boys in the Hood, like, cause I just taught this course for the spring semester as well, and I played it for that class, but that was before the department chair said to I'm saying that we can't. But if it was up to me, I would play that. I had Boys in the Hood for y'all. We was gonna watch Juice later on in the semester. I had it out. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, they played. They really played. I would have came to class every day.
So you say you're not coming to class no more? Nah, I'm messing with you.
Nah, I come to all my classes. The only class that I missed when the semester had started was the first week because I was on vacation. I was on a cruise for a week. So that first 2 classes I missed, I ain't missing no days after that.
Right.
I'll be the first 20% in the class, waiting for you.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. We would definitely have a good time. Like we watched Boys in the Hoods. We did a whole breakdown on it. You know what I'm saying? And we're supposed to do the same thing with Juice, but obviously the Corona joint had it kicked in or whatever. So, but we'll definitely still have a good time because I put some interesting content and material for y'all. You know, like even if, because to be honest, I already know a lot of y'all probably ain't gonna be doing all the whatever. At the very least, watch the videos. Like when there are videos and stuff like that, watch the videos. At least go over like 1 or 2 articles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be sharing the screen for the and y'all could follow along on your side as to the readings and all that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? When I share the screen and then we do all that together, you know what I'm saying? But
how long do you think you want the reflections to be again?
Each assignment says it. It's usually 3 paragraphs, 5 sentences each paragraph. So, you know what I'm saying? Anything under that, like I'm still gonna give you credit, but I'm definitely gonna take off points depending on depending on how like you went about it or whatever. But in regards to like deadlines, like I'm not gonna put a deadline on the assignments, like the reflection assignments. Y'all have until the end of week 5 to really submit all of your reflections to me, because I know the whole online thing is like it's different for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all really wouldn't be doing online if y'all had the option, you know what I'm saying? So I'm keeping it open until the end of week 5, beginning or end, whatever. Let's just say week 5. And I do recommend that you do submit your reflections on a daily or weekly basis. Like you pick whichever 10 you want out of all of the reflections, but I wouldn't fall too much behind because you want to start focusing on the final paper and on the presentation at some point. All right. So just go over the material on Blackboard, go over the syllabus, go over the PDFs for the, for the final research paper and then for the presentation. If you got questions, obviously you can email me. If you want to follow me on IG, I'm gonna just give you my IG right now. I'm gonna put it in the chat. And I'm gonna stick around for a little bit.
And I also, because you did mention about, you know, getting to know you and getting on each other's numbers, because we're all going to go to John Jay. I think that's a good idea because, you know, it's a big campus. Like that school's really bigger than BMCC, because I studied in there like twice with a friend. And I think that's a good idea because, you know, we get to like know what to study for and get ready for, you know, whatever's coming our way. So it's like,
no, it's a fact. Yeah, y'all definitely should do that. And if anything, like I said, I'll probably make it an assignment, because unless y'all are out here like actively doing it, I'm not going to assume that it's being done. But we'll do something around that, because of course I had the benefit of doing that. Like I got included into a group and all that, and while I was at NYU, and that really made a big difference for me. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you got any questions, feel free to email me. I put my Instagram right here in the chat room for y'all to follow. I'll follow you back. I'm not gonna be on that bougie type of time or whatever. I got you. We good. Tranquilo, manzana. Más tranquilo que una foto. Yeah. But yeah, any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll stick around for like a couple more minutes. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to log out and then just catch and tune in for tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And I'll post up any announcements or updates if I need to, all right?
All right.
Okay, Professor.
All right, that was a good first class session.
Yeah,
it was nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you guys too.
Definitely a pleasure.
Likewise.
We'll get like the numbers. I don't know when can we do that. I don't know, or we could just use the LinkedIn if you. I mean, I don't know.
So I'll create a discussion group for that too, because we used to do. I was doing LinkedIn for like the last 2 semesters. The department told me I can't do that no more.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so we're gonna just use the discussion board. We'll create a thread where y'all could basically post up your numbers and, you know what I'm saying, kind of get in contact with each other. Numbers, IG, whatever you want to post up.
So we can't put our numbers in the chat here, so we can all grab so we all text each other.
Grab just one number and then we can.
Sounds chaotic.
If y'all want to post your number on this chat here on Zoom, you could do that. I'll stick around for like 5-10 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all could just snatch each other's info or whatever. But I'm definitely gonna do that as well on the discussion board for Blackboard, so that y'all could just go in there and, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Oh, Professor.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the answer to this question, but I have a laptop that I borrowed from BMCC. I'm supposed to return it today, but do you know if there's like, because I tried call and I've emailed them like 3 days ago and I emailed them again. I haven't gotten a response to like what time I'm supposed to like give back my laptop, but I know it is today. But if I go and they just tell me, oh, keep it, because you have class,
right.
I don't want to just go and de embalde.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak specifically as to like what they expect or what they don't expect, but I don't think it's unreasonable that if you already sent out an email and nobody's responded, then, you know what I'm saying, like, why would you put yourself in the position to like go all the way down there and then they just gonna be like, you can keep it, whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? For me, it would make more sense to just hold it. Like, I don't think this, unless the school said it directly that they're gonna penalize you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go ahead and do that.
Okay.
But that's only if they didn't say anything about penalizing you. I don't want you to, you know what I'm saying, get hit with a fine or something like that. because you held the laptop that you was trying to return or whatever. But if anything, you already got a email and you got the timestamp and all that on it.
All right. I'll see what I do. I'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna stay on here for a little longer. If y'all got questions, obviously feel free to ask them.
Professor?
Yeah.
I'm looking into the course materials, and it said for tomorrow, cost of policing. Are we supposed to read all that attachments?
Well, you could just run through some of the readings. You don't have to read all of it because I know it's a lot. What I'm gonna do is gonna share the screen while I'm talking about it tomorrow.
And also for the assignments under it, how are we gonna know what paper what to read so that we can answer the question? Or those are the reflective papers?
Well, the reflection is not going to be due. All right, so tomorrow we're going to teach the class, and then the reflection's not due until after the class. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So whatever I talk about during the class, that's going to cover pretty much the stuff that you're going to have to talk about in the reflection. So the main thing is to be, whatever class you want to do a reflection on, like, to be there for that class.
So it's just one reflective paper, or we have several?
There's a reflection paper for every topic. So there's like 20 plus reflections, but you only need to submit 10 by the end of the semester.
Okay. And then the paper and the presentation.
Yeah.
What about
the presentation? The presentation comes before the final paper. The final paper is the final. So we're not doing exams in this course. The only thing that we're doing, instead of a midterm exam, you're gonna do the presentation, and instead of a final exam, you're doing the final paper. That's basically your exams right there.
Okay.
That's better.
And the presentation, even though that's like your midterm, I pushed it as far back as possible because it gives you more time to work on your final paper. And since you're presenting on what your final paper is based on, like, it gives you a better chance of like understanding your material, coming up with better information, better material, all that stuff.
Do we get to do you give us a topic to talk on the presentation, or do we have to pick whatever we want? Anything relevant?
For the presentation, as long as it's something from the syllabus, or if you want to talk about something that's not on the syllabus, just run it by me real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to be okay with it anyways, but, you know what I'm saying, run it by me just to make sure. But anything on the syllabus is a green light. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You want to talk about an issue in regards to like the criminal justice system in the urban community, and then you want to provide a solution in regards to that. So that's what your final paper is based on, and your presentation is based off your final paper. So whatever you're putting in your final paper, that's what you're going to present on.
Okay.
And we could
Thank you.
present it here, right? On Zoom.
Could you repeat that?
And we could present the presentation here on Zoom, right?
Yeah, you could present it here on Zoom, or you could record, like you could upload a video by yourself on YouTube, and then you send me the link, and then that also would, would qualify as well.
Okay.
But we got a bunch of time to talk about that, so you know what I'm saying, we'll talk about it a little more next week, because that's when we're gonna kind of have like the research preparation and stuff like that going on and all. But obviously, if you got any questions from now till then, you can hit me up through email. You can hit me through my IG. IG will probably be easiest because I go on IG just to like take mental breaks or whatever. I'm like, I need to see some ratchet stuff right now. Let me see what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? But that'll probably be the best way to get in contact with me as well. So yeah, so make sure you take down these numbers that's on in the chat. But I'm also gonna do a thing where it's like we have it on Blackboard.
I already created it.
Oh, you created a group chat?
Yeah, and I have Anna on here, so we took the same class from last semester.
Got you. The group chat's on WhatsApp?
No, I did it on iMessage.
Oh, Got you. Let's.
I don't have an iPhone though.
Professor.
Okay, so I do it on WhatsApp.
Yeah, let's do it on WhatsApp. Somebody was calling for me.
Professor.
Dímelo.
Are you going to the beach and stuff over there? Be careful.
Ni loco.
Yes, be careful because everyone's going to the beach in Florida. Like it was super packed and it was all over Facebook.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I ain't gonna front. That shit look fun.
I know it does, but what can we do?
I mean, listen, if I die, I die. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm not going to the beach anytime soon. Like the whole purpose of me not even going to New York was to like stay quarantined. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, let me voy a coger un chin de sol. I'm gonna enjoy the hot weather, whatever. Por lo menos, you know. Either way, because I'm in Miami, the beaches is closed over here. Like the beaches are open like Jacksonville, in Jupiter, like different parts of Florida, but over here in Miami it's still closed. So either way, I can't. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to go to the beach unless it's like Casa del Diagne and everything is far as hell over here in Florida. Yeah, but you know, if they do open up, like I'll definitely be like not even 6 feet, like 20 feet apart from everybody. I'm like, yeah, don't touch me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Unless we won't get hit up by some tostones out here. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But yeah, it's definitely a pleasure, man. Like I'm looking forward to spending this semester with y'all. And you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all already know, like I'm gonna be spitting bars here and there too. I didn't do it today. But I'm definitely gonna be dropping some bars, spitting that fuego.
Yo, I like your videos.
You saw them already?
Yeah, they're well produced. Yeah, they look It looks legit, man. Like you have like a J. Cole vibe.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, like the videos, like I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I'm obviously not like a big time rapper or anything like that, but I at least want like the video quality to be like watchable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, word. It is something worth watching, bro. It is.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna share it in this class too, you know what I'm saying? Because I know students would definitely appreciate just the idea. Oh snap, a professor out here, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna front. I flexed on my friends. I was like, yo, look at my professor. That's my professor.
I'm dead, man.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
dead. Listen, when I go back to New York, I'm gonna have to make you some tostones just for like putting me on and stuff. You know, I appreciate that.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I
have to get ready to work. So
what happened?
I have to work. So I mean, I have to get ready to work. So
No worries. The class is over at this point. This is kind of just like free time right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the number already, so I'm good.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a
Cool.
class now, so I'm gonna go.
Okay, so see you tomorrow, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Definitely stay safe.
Bye.
I hope I can pass this class, Professor.
We
You
will.
said what?
I hope I can pass the class because I hate writing. God.
We will. We will.
The muchacha, the only person stopping you was you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Now this
I will try my best.
it's gonna be chill. You guys, know what I'm saying, I'm not a tough grader or nothing like that. So you know, as long as you provide me the minimum, you know what I'm saying, like with like 3 paragraphs for like a reflection. You don't gotta be like el filósofo del año, filósofa del año. You know what I'm saying? Like just give me what I need. You know what I'm saying, and you're good.
I know. My problem is I think in Spanish, I write in Spanish. That's my first problem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm not gonna be, as long as you put in the effort, I'm not gonna be like overly critical. I'm not gonna be like, oh, she said this with like a Spanish kind of da da da. Like I'm not gonna be that person.
Thank you.
You know, we got Cardi B on the Zoom session right now, so you know, we know what time it is.
Ay, Dios mío, stop it.
No, I was in that station, but I believe he retired, I was told. And then
Right, yeah. I'm gonna log off now. If you got any questions, obviously, feel free to reach out at any point. All right.
Okay, Professor.
All right. Que la pasen bien. Enjoy. Take care.
Likewise.
Professor, you too.
All right.